Good morning. I am going to do the smart thing and run the ad break right away so that we do not get interrupted. So that is going to start in 30 seconds. And then once that has finished, we will get into game. Good morning, Ninipion. Good morning, Songvale. Thank you. Yeah, it wouldn't let me start it right away. It said like minimum was starting at 1 minute into stream. So it says 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Get ready to get marketed to, folks. And we'll be back. I'm gonna fill my water while we're gone, and you should too. It's possible. Do you have like Twitch Turbo or something? Um, or I don't know. You watch on your phone, right? I don't know. Maybe you have. Do you watch like in the Twitch app or do you use a browser app? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess the only thing I can think of is like, oh, now it says ad break is now in progress. I don't know why it told me it was going to start 10 seconds ago. All right, well, I don't know if Nidifion's here or not. I'm seated. I got my water. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you don't have ads, but congratulations on not having ads. Songvale, you should not get it because you are subscribed. Songvale says it will not let me renew my subscription with the Prime thing until it expires tomorrow, which is annoying because she wants to do it in advance, but they want you to pay real money. I mean, maybe that's it because they probably, like, they own. Or Amazon owns Twitch. Twitch doesn't own Amazon. So that does make sense that they're like, well, you can use that for something else and give us more money. But I can see where, since it's a free subscription through Amazon Prime, that it is in their best interest to, like, not automatically give you the free thing. Because then you pay for the convenience. Good morning, Photon. I don't know if you have an ad right now or not. Like, it's supposed to be running an ad, but everybody's saying that it's not. So, we'll see what happens. But we are gonna go ahead and play some Genshin. Oh no, I didn't have the controller connected when I started the game, so now it thinks it needs to be in mouse and keyboard mode. Oh. Click to begin. I want to use my controller, please. I can't change it until we're in, I guess. Ninipion said, the small work update, high-level dancers, she works at a dance school, suddenly wanted to be cats for their recital dance. They ordered last-minute cat ears from Amazon, but they got mouse ears. Oh no. Depending on what they're made out of, I guess they could, like, try to snip them back into triangle shapes. But also, You know, there could be something artistic in that. Like, we long to be cats, but we're mice. Songbill says they're gonna have to dance a lot more frantically now, much more high-stakes dancing. Imagine if just one of them got cat ears and everyone else got mice, or vice versa. That would be hilarious. Nini Pion says she thinks they're gonna safety pin them into triangles. That'd work, yeah. And then they can, like, add an earring to, like, hide the sparkliness. Photon Debugger says, where you been? Is that because you didn't see me on Friday and you didn't see me yesterday? I just had a little bit of a malaise patch, and I just didn't feel like it. So I wasn't here on Friday, and then yesterday I actually spent some time chatting with Songvale in the morning about how to adjust some stuff in my apartment to help me come home or wake up or whatever, and look around my room and, like, pick one of the interesting hobbies that I, like, have access to in my apartment, instead of scrolling and losing time. So, and we actually, she came over last night and helped me with, like, a little bit of cleaning. Oh my god, okay, I'm gonna finish the sentence, then I gotta come back to my oh my goodness. They helped me with a little bit of cleaning, and I can already tell, like, this morning, it's weird. I would describe it almost like before it felt like the space looked two-dimensional. Like, I couldn't actually, it didn't feel like I could interact with things in it. And we just did a little bit of cleaning, and I can tell in the places that were cleaned, like, that sense of it being three-dimensional and, like, something I should interact with has returned. Oh good. Now it's decided it knows about the controller. Which has been awesome. I wonder if it has something to do with the lighting, because, like, the main thing we did was a lot of dusting. But one of the things we dusted was at the top of the ceiling fan. And not only does it, like, create an actual, like, wind current that you can feel. It's a studio apartment, so, like, this one ceiling fan, you can feel the breeze basically everywhere except in this closet. Because it's just, like, one room with a big ceiling fan. But you can feel the breeze everywhere, and, like, the amount of, it's been snowing dust bunnies. Like, at this point, I don't know where they're coming from. When I woke up this morning, there was, like, dust, I mean, it was like it had lightly snowed all over the floor of my apartment, and I swept, and as I'm looking at it again now, like, there's more dust bunnies on the floor. So, that's crazy, but I feel like the air feels fresher, it's moving a lot more, I just feel a lot better. I highly suggest, if you're feeling malaise and, like, you have lots of cool stuff in your living area, but you can't get yourself to interact with any of it, I suggest cleaning, which is probably not a new suggestion to people who struggle with mental health, but, you know. Anyway, checking in with the chat, and then we will actually move in Genshin Impact. Nitty Pound says, OMG, that'd be great. I said the safety pins means they're edgy cats. Yeah, they're like giant piercings. Nini Pion says, if she remembers correctly, the music is like some 50s housewife music. There is, like, some 50s or 40s song that I heard one time, which sounds like just this, like, happy-go-lucky, like, music you'd expect, like, a housewife and, like, a, you know, like, a early 60s or 50s kind of TV show or stage production to be singing, where, like, you know, she's cleaning or whatever, but it's all about, like, murdering her husband and how happy she's going to be, and it's the oddest but funniest thing. I wish I remembered any of the lyrics so I could, like, find it and link it to you guys. It's crazy. It's hilarious. Nini Pion says 2D to 3D. And magical dust bunnies. Yeah, I mean, admit it, like, it doesn't even feel gross, although what was gross is last night as I was going to bed, I captured 2 different spiders, and one of them's, like, body is, like, huge. I assume it is a female spider that is about to lay a bunch of eggs. She cannot stay here. She has got to go. Welcome to the chat, Shizuka. Sorry that was your first impression. You know, we're usually pretty wholesome here, at least. Sorry about that. Welcome, though. And Photon asked if I got my Steam controller. It is supposed to be delivered today, but to get to my P.O. box, we have to cross this bridge that they are currently doing repairs on. So crossing the bridge, instead of taking, like, 10 minutes right now, takes, like, 45 minutes? So it might not work, because after this, I immediately have to go to work, and the post office closes at 5, so I might not be able to go get it until tomorrow. Tiny Beggar said that she cleaned up cat vomit all morning. I'm sorry. I'm sorry Kitty is sick. Hopefully you like Kitty. I feel like you were a dog person before. Do you like Kitty?
Honorary knight. Is something the matter?
So, I'm looking for a stranger with an eye patch. I remember, we have to do that, so we keep having this pattern where we're like, today is Inazuma, and then we get to like opening the quest log, and it's like, you must complete this other side quest before this unlocks, and so we were opening today with Dainsleff, and have to move through his thing, and then maybe we get to go to Inazuma. Anyway, I'm looking for a stranger with an eye patch.
A stranger with an eye patch? Let me think. Oh yeah, I remember seeing someone like that. A blonde stranger dressed in unusual garb. He was wandering all over Mondstadt at first, which I found rather suspicious, so I decided to keep an eye on him for a while. I lost him pretty quickly. Still, I didn't think that this was such a huge matter that we needed our outrider to pursue him by air. As long as Master Jean is here, there's nothing to fear from some suspicious, unusual-looking person.
That might be true, but if it were up to Jean, she'd take this way more seriously.
Thank you, Songvale. I have turned down my laptop, and it should be less of a problem now.
That is true. But on the other hand, knowing that Master Jean may overreact to the situation is all the more reason to not tell her, no? Anyways, oh yeah, he was at Wagner's smithy for a while before I tried tailing him. He might have said something to Wagner. You should go ask him. Maybe he has more news about our stranger.
I literally thought he was telling us to go ask her for more information. More information from him about our stranger. Admittedly, where he's sending us to is not that far away. And yet, I'm still gonna ask the tracker to tell me how to get there. How are you doing today, Shizuka? Did you end up hanging out? What brings you here? You like Inazuma? You like watching people experience Genshin for the first time? Have you played for a long time?
What? You need something?
So, I'm looking for a stranger with an eye patch, and the guard said you might have seen him.
Yeah, I remember him. He showed up a few days ago asking to buy a bunch of forging materials. Can't say I've heard of any of the materials he mentioned, though. He then had a look at the weapons in my shop before leaving. I've heard that he can be found drinking at the Angel's Share. If the Knights of the Guild want to get hold of him, that's the only place to be.
The Angel's Share? Well, Master Diluc probably has his eye on that stranger too, then. Anyway, let's go to the Angel's Share and have a look.
I'm disappointed that I missed the visual bug Songvale was talking about. I have gotten to do a little bit of blacksmithing before, and it is hard work. I would like to do it again though, but the fuel cost of like the propane, which is what the forge I was used, it's like 30 or 40 bucks an hour. Now granted, you can have a few different projects in there, and me and Songvale were using it at the same time, so like you could split it between a couple of people making small things like hooks or daggers or wands or things like that. So like you could split it up if you had a group of people who like were all available at the same time, but it is not cheap. Songvale, this summer, I mean, obviously it's exactly what we want to do, like when it's super hot outside, but we should go back to the makerspace and do more blacksmithing.
Come in, take a seat.
Brigade demands it. Honestly, that's what we should be doing in February every year. Blacksmithing season. Did you guys just read the tip on the screen? The tip on the screen just said that some weapons are so old, they have, like, turned back into billets, and blacksmiths can restore them. And, like, I guess that's a magical weapon thing, but that's not quite how it works. Imagine if swords just, like, slowly recongealed themselves back into just perfect bars again. Photon Debugger says, I didn't even know you could rent it. That's so cool. You probably can rent forges from places. The place where me and Songvale was like this thing called a makerspace, which like isn't a chain. It's more of like a movement, kind of like the idea of a community center. But the idea is that some small facility, maybe in a community center,
Can't give up.
sort of has like almost like a co-op thing. And a lot of them have like 3D printers and computers, or workshop, like wood shop tools, or a blacksmithing forge, which ours has, or a sewing area or whatever. And then different places do it different ways. Some might do a membership system, some might do like a walk-in fee type of thing. Ours does a walk-in fee. So like they offer paid classes to learn how to use all the different tools and stuff like that. And then once or twice a week, they'll like have an evening where you can go and pay like $30 and then hang out for like 3 or 4 hours and use their supplies and their tools and stuff like that. So it's kind of a way to like give people more access to the ability to like learn stuff without having to buy thousands of dollars of equipment, or to give people access to those tools even without them having to buy thousands of dollars of equipment themselves. And also like, if you don't, you know, like I live in a studio apartment, so if I wanted to get into woodworking, I don't, even if I chose to buy like a bunch of band saws and stuff, I have nowhere to put them. They would have to like sit in the middle of my floor, which I have to say, imagine like walking into someone's apartment, like you're gonna have dinner with them, and there's just like a band saw in the center of the room with a spotlight on it. Terrifying.
Can't give up.
Songvale explained it, and Photon thinks it's cool, and then says that her boyfriend just bought a Master Sword replica. That sounds awesome. I bought 2 really inexpensive swords that like are metal, and I wanted to like add details to them, so that they look like the swords wielded by this book character named Driz Do'Urden. Who apparently the whole world knows. I didn't know him until I read the books like 4 years ago, and I can't believe no one ever asked me if my entire personality is Driz Do'Urden. If you feel like reading a fantasy novel, Photon Debugger, read like the first 3 Drizzt books, and then think about knowing me, especially in middle school, and then you too can be there like, wow, I can't believe that Autumn did not know about these things, or Starsworn. I think I have Autumn listed here too. Autumn or Starsworn, whatever. Did not read and tell me all about these books in middle school, because it's just literally who I thought I was and wanted to be. The first title, I think, is called Homeland, but they're all listed under the series title of The Legend of Drizzt. They're D&D Forgotten Realms books. Drizzt is spelled D-R-I-Z-Z-T. He's like...
What will it be? Grape juice or apple cider?
Like, he's obsessed with, like, nobility and principles in a society that is cutthroat and basically evil. And then he leaves and strikes out on his own, and he's gonna be a good person. And then later he, like, makes this group of friends called the Companions, and that's, like, his whole world. And it's like, oh my gosh, this was me. This was me. This is the person I still want to be. Everybody on the planet knows. I think what happened is, like, he was a really key, like, fantasy character, probably, like, 5 or 6 years before us. So, like, if you talk to somebody who's, like, 5 to 15 years older than us, who's into fantasy and nerdery, they probably know vividly who he is. Also, if you read these books, they came out in, like, they started coming out in, like, the early 90s. If you read those books and then think about the themes in, like, all of the fantasy anime dubs that we were watching, like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh!, it is so, so, so clear that, like, these books deeply influenced fantasy media in the early 2000s, after, like, fans of those books were the ones doing the writing. Okay, we're gonna progress slightly more in Genshin Impact.
Hey, Charles! Have you seen a blonde stranger who wears an eye patch around here by any chance?
That I have. He comes here every night. Just to drink, though. Doesn't order anything else. He even sometimes mixes his own drinks after he orders them. I don't know anything else about him, but from his selections and mixes, I'd say that he's quite the connoisseur.
And what's Master Diluc's opinion?
Why, I just gave it to you. Quite the connoisseur.
That's how I ended up reading the Drizzt books, was I was like following that progression with like reading Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion, and then more about, oh my goodness, different eras of D&D, and then I read the Drizzt books, I think, and I was just like, wow.
Investigating everything as always. Guess that's Diluc for you.
If you're looking for that gentleman, he ordered some new bottle of wine in advance yesterday, so he should be here today too. There's too many raucous patrons on the first floor, so if you want to wait, best to go to the second.
Can't give up. Better.
You know what I'm gonna have on my Steam controller if I use the Steam controller to play Genshin? I'm gonna have a hotkey on the back, hopefully, to mute my mic so that I can cough.
Even if you are
I'm supposed to wait in the chair. Okay. I and Paimon start waiting on the second floor.
Ah, welcome, sir. The wine that you previously ordered is here.
How edgy
He's
his
really
cloak is.
here? Let's go downstairs and have a look.
I need to learn to handle my booze better. I can't give up.
This isn't the dude that I thought it was. I thought I had seen a trailer for like a guy who was much more burly. Not who I thought it was.
Even if you
Ninny Pan says, I use the stairs like a civilized person. Well, yeah, this isn't World of Warcraft. I'm not gonna jump off the floor. Or I'm not gonna jump off the rail. Oh, you're right. Varka, that sounds correct. Hi, I'm an adventurer with the Adventurers Guild. How do you do? I'm an honorary knight of Favonius.
Wow, he's got no intention of paying us any mind, huh?
So, I'm a traveler.
A traveler, you say? Why are you traveling?
I'm looking for my lost relative.
Well, that's as good a reason as any. Sit down over there, then.
So, guess we've broken the ice. What a weird guy.
Sungville says this is not what an eye patch is. Ninny says, I never caught that before, lol. I guess it's like a Phantom of the Opera mask.
That little one beside you.
Oh wait, did they like say that this was a character with an eye patch? Yeah, you're right, this is not an eye patch. This is emergency food because I'm definitely not calling her my best chum.
That's not true, and you know it.
I mean, it's not yet.
It's indeed a good thing to have someone accompany you on your travels. My name's Dainsleif. I suppose you have some business with me?
Well, I was hoping to invite you to adventure with us, but you seem kind of evil based on your colored skin.
Sure.
Huh?
And he was so cold just a moment before. Paimon's got a bad feeling about this.
But I will require advance payment.
I have just realized my plan was to, like, get dressed so that as soon as the stream was over, I could run out the door, because I was starting late, such that, like, if I streamed for 2 hours, I would have, like, 30 seconds to get out the door and not be late to work if I streamed for 2 hours. But I've just realized that I became distracted by that cottagecore van build and did not get ready for work. So I'm just gonna let you all know ahead of time. Unfortunately, we might have to end at like an hour and 50 minutes or something because I have to go to work, unfortunately. How much?
500 mora, and 3 answered questions. The 500 is a one-time fee, and we'll settle the questions in a moment.
That's it?
That's it.
Well, now Paimon's got a really bad feeling. That kind of compensation can't be right.
And Ipyan says, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you besides the fact that, like, I have to go to work. Photon Debugger acknowledges that it do be like that.
Ah, thank you. Now, as for my questions, I'd like you to answer them here and now.
And if I answer wrongly?
The answer to a question says nothing about right and wrong, only about differences in attitude. I
mean,
only wish to know what your choices are. You need only answer.
I'm gonna be real. If I ask you questions to figure out what your motivations and sense of character is, and you give me certain answers, I will believe that you are wrong and then stop talking to you.
Question 1.
Why don't you open your mouth?
The crisis Mondstadt faced was resolved by an alliance between yourself and that Animo Archon who calls himself Venti. Who, in your view, was the key to ending that crisis?
How did you know that Venti is...
I know everything that I should. Well, answer the question.
It was me.
Is that your answer? I see. Question number 2. Rex Lapis, who has defended Liyue Harbor for millennia on end, used his gnosis to lay down a contract to end all contracts, of which the stipulations are still unknown. Who do you think will defend Liyue Harbor in the future, now that they've lost their deity?
Apparently everyone's gonna do it.
So that's your answer? I see. Now for my final question. This world has people who gained visions and those who did not. Which of the two do you think hold more importance in the eyes of the gods?
Probably the people with visions.
So, this is your answer then? I understand. It seems that you're different from her.
What do you mean, her?
I'll take that 500 mora. And now I also understand your views on this world. As we agreed, you may now commission me. That said, I only take commissions related to the Abyss Order. Like you, I am currently on a journey. You intend to find your sibling, while I wish to oppose the Abyss.
Songville says, is his title Bowkeeper or Bowkeeper? I think it's is it Bow or Bow? I think it's supposed to be Bow. I don't like that. I'm gonna say Bowkeeper. That's cool. And yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, this is an edgy dude with a druidic title. Songville probably loves this one. Oh, she feels very strongly that it should be Bow. I want to eat Bow.
Those creatures that serve the Abyss are the fangs and claws by which the Order spreads chaos in this world. I have come to Mondstadt this time while on the trail of an Abyss Herald.
Inipion suggests the third option, which is Bow.
An Abyss Herald?
An even more twisted abyssal being, one that commands the Abyss mages.
Bowkeeper would be an awesome title for a Pandaren chef.
Oh, that's right! We've just been fighting against the Fatui and Liyue, who are human too! We haven't encountered the non-human Abyss Order at all!
There's some reason behind that, I'm afraid. It's possible that they may have been under orders to avoid your path.
Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Maybe they're looking for a better time to ambush us or something.
They won't defeat me.
Uh-huh! We're super duper strong!
That manner, it's just like hers. Well then, let's go see for ourselves, shall we? According to the leads I have on hand, the Abyss Order has re-infiltrated the Temple of the Falcon.
What if the leader of the Fatui is actually Paimon?
Let's meet up at the temple. Perhaps your questions about the Abyss will be answered there.
So I feel like I'm starting to get the sense that we might need to accept that we are not getting the Inazuma today. Fungirl says Paimon has no idea what she's done. She just knew that she got dumplings out of it. Yeah, probably. No. I meant to leave, not talk to you. Did anybody in here look at the video of the cottagecore van? So, like, in the past, when I've been interested in, like, looking at trailers or RVs, it's honestly not been to, like, wander around traveling and go camping. Like, it's been, like, a place with a roof that I can move to a location where I am allowed to live in it. Like, it's basically just been, like, an apartment with flexibility that I own. But I watched this video this morning of this English lady who turned like a van small bus situation into like this cottagecore place, and now I actually think I just want like a fantasy cottagecore like magical wagon vibe, and I do want to wander around in it. Oh my gosh, you guys, like, I'm not necessarily into the pastel colors that they've used, although I think like the quality of lightness it gives is probably really important to it feeling large. But I want this. And I'm also just a Photon. I think I DM'd it to both these people. I will DM it to you as well. It is half an hour, so like if you're not super interested in like the big tour, just like jump through it to like see all the different areas that she highlights with like where her bed is and the couch and the whole bathroom area and all of it. Like, it's just amazing. And it makes me want this vehicle to, like, go between Ren fairs or something. I don't know. Like, it's amazing. But the reason I'm thinking of this is because the lighting in that tavern and the colors in that tavern, like, if you used Genshin Impact style, like, lighting and colors in that cottagecore build, it would just be perfect. My aesthetic is anime cottagecore, and that's how you could describe some aspects of Genshin Impact.
This abandoned temple does bear some marks of the abyss. The Falcon of the West. Though it can soar in the wind, it ultimately does naught but hover under the light of the gods.
What are you talking about?
Oh, it's nothing. Let's head inside.
Photon Debaker says Studio Ghibli. Yeah, that's true. I think Studio Ghibli, but with a little bit more, like, lightness. Like, when I was younger, I actually did not like Ghibli movies, in a lot of ways, because they felt kind of slow, like a warm summer day, rather than, like, peppy and exciting and inspiring and, like energizing. They didn't feel energizing to me. Maybe that's a good way to put it. And I think this has the Ghibli energy to me, but also I'm, like, inspired to, like, jump and pop and run rather than, like, slow down and become contemplative. Hungil says, his voice sounds really familiar. Is he voiced by someone who voices another character we've met? I've noticed that the Genshin Impact wiki is really detailed about, like, keeping track of voice actors and stuff, so that is definitely something you could probably look up and find an answer to, but I have not played enough Genshin this stream, so I'm not gonna go look it up myself right now. Oh, we have to... Are we supposed to do this? I think so. I think it's this one. Alright, we updated our party a little bit. We got a bunch of characters that are from the place we are, like, right as we left. And I had to acknowledge that I really like playing it out.
The scent of the abyss is getting stronger. It's not far now.
I wonder what the Abyss Girls look like. Do they look something like the Abyss Mages?
Let's head further in first. If we do see that creature, that'll spare me the explanation either way.
Power that ended Python! Witness the power of Gugwa! Rain outlines your fate.
Hey, go away!
Disappear!
I think I want to be careful not to, not do exactly what I just did. I was like, I need to not hit those. Proceeded to immediately hit them. Is the challenge not over? Oh, we have to click the thing. I see. Is there loot I missed? There is. I have to admit, I really enjoy using the wind move like that to blow them all out of the way.
Rain cutter! I can no longer hold back.
Oh. Oops.
Wind blade!
To ashes!
Should we resurrect him? Probably. Probably would be a good idea. I can tell that I'm starting to get more You know what I just realized, guys? I was able to just like start playing today, and I'm interested, and I'm not struggling with the exclamation points. I know this seems weird and arbitrary, but I'm like super excited right now about like I just felt like playing. I didn't feel stressed out by all the little exclamation points. Like now I'm clearing them because I'm rambling and I can do this while I'm rambling, but like the smile on my face right now is super big. I'm so happy. Minnie Pion says she noticed that I didn't clear the exclamation marks earlier. Did you say something, or did you just like let it go so that I would keep moving? I'm sorry if I missed you saying something. Minnie Pion says nope, she let it go. Great. We will have some, nope, we will have some restorative egg. And some restorative, okay, that doesn't do a whole lot. Soup. I'm telling you guys, clean your space. Make the air easier to breathe and let it move around you. And that will help. Sungo says this voice actor is in 10,000 things, but nothing I have ever played. I guess that could be part of it too, honestly. Like, it could just be... oh boy. I'm not totally sure what I'm supposed to do here. It's really quite hard. We will heal everybody up.
Disappear!
You know, honestly, it would have been really nice to send that water torrent at the fire one. That probably would have been very effective.
Stay put!
Definitely important to not stand in that. I figured out that does a lot of damage. Like Pokemon, I'm slowly getting better at like noticing the types. I think it also helps that like the characters I want to use right now have variant types, so that I'm able to or elemental associations, so that I can actually switch between them.
Don't be scared!
Rain outlines your fate. Body and mind.
Alright. Oop. Triggered something.
Just a few abyss mages? Seems like that herald might have already left.
Photon Debugger says she definitely needs to clean. She has been so tired. I strongly recommend... I don't know, you probably have a process that works for you. You're an adult, but if you don't, try just cleaning one tiny area to, like, reduce visual noise, or, like, just doing the dusting or something. Rather, like, I figured out last year in January that as much as I want to just, like, fix everything around me, if I get into a habit of, like, just doing, you know, basically the whole, like, just do a little bit every day, I actually get a lot farther in the long run. So I strongly suggest not being like, I'm waiting for a day when I can just get it all done. Like, just do 2 minutes. Do something very, very small. And then eventually, sometimes you hit a rhythm and you're like, wow, this is great, I'm just gonna keep cleaning. But just doing a little bit all the time really helps.
The Abyss. It is chaos, and it is also destruction. It is a morass of inconceivable madness that encroaches upon this world's very foundations.
Songvale, is this exactly the kind of character you like, or is this one of those, like, there's a number of factors that seem like something I would like, but he's not for me?
That is why even the Dragon of the East, a servant of a deity, was unable to resist its corrosive powers. And the creatures of the Abyss desire nothing less than the overthrow of a world ruled by the Archons.
You seem to know a lot about the Abyss, Dame.
Songvale says she's pretty into him, but wasn't gonna say anything because she feels self-conscious about it. That's fine. It's just, it's your type, and that's okay. Ninnypon says, no, be into him. Yeah, like, we support people being excited about stuff here.
Well, we do have some history.
Songvale says he could have long hair. Don't worry, if I cosplay him, I'm not gonna cut my hair.
I suppose that's as far as chit-chat goes. We should head to Wolvendom. Judging by the traces I'm following, their next appearance may be within the territory of that old wolf. Perhaps we may find our Abyss Herald there.
Just thought I'd look for another chest, but no more chest. Shall continue. Songville says, please cosplay him or help me do it. I still think I should make an Eledris cosplay. Although, well, I guess for cosplay I'll wear pants. That's fine. Also, speaking of cosplay, Photon, none of me or Songvale or my aunt or uncle has gotten an invitation to buy tickets for Pokemon XP, and I'm starting to lose hope. I'm starting to lose hope that we will get picked. Ninipion says, if I remember correctly, another of his titles is Twilight Sword, which Songvale thinks is epic. I know. I want to get to go to Pokemon XP. I have some really bad news though, guys. I know I should wait until the ad run in 18 minutes, but I need to go to the bathroom now. So I'm hoping you all won't be too mad at me, but I have to stand up. But here is a beautiful view to enjoy while I'm gone, okay? I mean, I guess I'm about to cover it with my... I can't hydrate. I need to empty the hydration. I'm gonna cover it, but here is a beautiful view of a sunset. I will be back. I will drink some water. I'll do that for you, but what is the flying thing? It is like an animo butterfly, I think. Be right back. Ninipion confirms that it is a crystal butterfly thingy that changes color depending on which region you're in. And Songville says she would cosplay one of those also. As you can see, night has fallen in Tevat. The stars are out, and so I indeed turned. I am so excited. Like, I feel like I hadn't thought of this, but like, specifically for streaming, those back buttons on the Steam controller, as well as the ability to use it as a mouse, is going to be so helpful to navigate between things going on in OBS and the stream chat and back to the game. You know what, I could have been here. I guess healing is fast. I was like, why wasn't I standing on the thing while I was gone? But that was very fast, so it doesn't matter. Did we catch the butterfly? I've gotten the butterfly. We got a crystal core. I guess I can cosplay as Dainsleif, and you can be a crystal butterfly. some reason my computer is struggling just a little bit with frame rate at the moment. I do apologize for that. I do not know why. I have not done anything different. Maybe it is thinking it is what? Or maybe it's loading in some effect that I cannot yet see. Songville says, mushroom. Mush, says Newton. Mush.
Well, we're in Wolfendom now. Think Dane's waiting for us up ahead? We should meet up with him quick, in case the wolves decide they don't like him.
I admit that it is confusing me a little bit. Like, in my head, I was really sure that Varka was Dainsleif. So it is confusing me right now, realizing that, he's not. It's not.
Lord of Wolvendom, great Wolf King of the North. Sharp of fang and keen of claw, and yet dwelling here only.
You know that wolf?
No, nor does it know me.
Look at his cloak on the inside! Whoa!
I only know these things because a previous traveling companion of mine once wanted to hear its story.
No, Songville, I saw that he had a cloak, but I didn't see that the inside was stars. Ugh.
All right, let's go see if that Abyss Herald has stopped by here.
Well, where do we begin? Are you standing here because of these strange bonfires, Dane?
They do seem to have a curse.
Indeed. See that? Floating above the flames? It's an abyssal spell.
I admit that, like, Dainsleif has that vibe of, like, the ultra-cool, cosmic-powered roleplay character who, for some reason, is just in the tavern. And, like, out of character, the reason is because that's the only place the roleplayers are congregating. But also it feels like he should be, like, in some cosmic observatory in, like, on the top of a mountain in an enchanted place, and instead he's just like standing in a normal field of grass next to a campfire, and you're like, you're overdressed. You're overdressed. Is this how it feels to walk around with me sometimes, I wonder?
Knowing what I do of the Order's habits, they've probably left similar marks behind elsewhere. Let's have a look nearby.
Songwell says a cloak of stars is never inappropriate. Photon says that's so accurate. I don't know if it's so accurate that, like, the roleplay thing I'm talking about, or if it's the, like, being in a room with the way that I dress in real life. Ninipion says,
Do you think that those monsters by the bonfire are under the Abyss Order's control? Looks kinda scary. Let's beat them up first.
you know, that's the way I like to prevent conflict, by just starting the conflict aggressively. Photon says, no, the RP comparison, thank you. Ninipion says, when we get to Nodcry in 3 years, you'll get to see Dainsleif have a cool moment. I don't know, I'm feeling great today. We'll see, maybe, I don't know, on the one hand I'm like, maybe I'll play this more. But on the other hand, like, there is also the challenge that I feel great and I have many things that I suddenly feel like doing and playing.
Time to act.
I was pushing the wrong button, it's fine. Oops.
Not bad.
I really do not want Magic Mouse coming back, so if you're wondering why I'm very focused on him and not the big guy, that's- oh gosh! That's why.
Power that ended Python!
Oh, ouch. My bad. What? There's another one. Well, that's not cool.
Whew, that's that. Let's go check out that bonfire.
I don't know why there's a second one. I feel like he came out of nowhere.
Mine's your fate.
I feel like maybe she was doing more damage too.
You Blade.
Alright, cleared that. Where are these guys pulling from? Leave me alone. Go away. I mean, that was easy, so I guess that's fine, but I would prefer that you leave me alone. Oh, I didn't actually collect the ID there. It does let me know that apparently there will be an ad in 4 minutes, but we'll see if anybody actually gets it, because it sounds like... no.
Looks like this bonfire's also got something to do with the abyss.
Ninnypion says maybe those were wild ones and not story related. That's possibly. That's possibly. Wow, that's plausibly. Blah, 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 plausibly. That is possible. Ooh, fluffy wolves. Those are so deviant art in 2008, you know, 2007. But like, the people who are like kind of edgy but actually like heroic wholesome also. These were your people, Photon Debugger. Do you ever use your Silky Wolf character anymore? Or is Silky gone now? Sometimes I still think about my Ninetales Charizard cross.
There's another one of those bonfire spells. Looks like the abyss really has been around. Yikes! Where did these monsters pop out from? Let's clear them out, and quick!
I really would like the tornado to come up so that I can fire tornado through this Ice Mage's shield. That would be nice. But I don't think that's gonna— oh, of course, now it happens when there's no more fire. Typical.
Rain cutter. No, my soul.
I guess I probably should bring water to this situation. What's going on? Right? Oh, right trigger. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm like forgetting what buttons do anything. Photon says Silky's dead. Alas, she hasn't really had a medium to put her into. No more digital art for you? Man, this dude just does not die.
Eyes on me.
Got a minute and a half on the ad, and I do apologize for that. But hopefully we can get through a little bit more story here first. Okay, where are the enemies? Who am I supposed to fight? Talk to— oh, okay, just I didn't have to interact with that one. I am wondering why my frame rate is so bad now. This just seems very strange. I apologize for the hitching. Photon says, not really, unfortunately. She did draw some scraggies for her boyfriend's birthday. Drew her boyfriend and friends' D&D characters. That's cool. Do you know of anywhere, like, good to actually post things and get, like, real comments and responses. I feel like ever since DeviantArt died, like, basically anywhere you can post, you can get likes, but, like, people don't really comment and ask questions or chat about art anymore. They just like the post, maybe repost it and move on.
Have you finished
All right,
searching?
I'm going to pause there because it does sound like the ad is supposed to start in 10 seconds. And then while that is apparently going on, I'm going to see if I can figure out why the frame rate is so bad. So, ad should be starting any second here. I do apologize, but we'll be back soon. Ninipion says she still does not have an ad. Congratulations, Ninipion. I have no idea why they don't get served to you. I wonder if you have some kind of ad blocker installed on your phone and it actually works with Twitch. Or if, like, Apple and Twitch don't get along and Apple wants part of the ad revenue or something and blocks it. I have no idea. But congratulations. I am trying to find a charged battery for my cooler to see if the reason it's choppy is because my laptop's warm. I don't see Photon chatting, so I'm assuming Photon does actually have an ad. It honestly would be kind of convenient if, like, just because it seems like it's not, necessarily accurate to the timer that it's showing me, it would be convenient if I could, I guess, watch my own ads. I'm looking at, like, my computer and I can't figure out why it would be choppy, so I don't know. I don't want to restart Genshin when, well, I guess we still have another hour to play. Ad break is ending in 3 seconds. You know what I should have done during the ad break? I should have restarted Genshin Impact. That's my bad. Oh well. Alright. Well, hopefully the cooling pad putting more of a breeze on the computer will eventually help it chill back out, catch up, the frame rate will improve. Songo says she gave up on the novella, she got last and started a new one. Was that the one that I said, like, had a cool cover but had the weird proportions? And then now are you reading Murderbot? Songo also says she has thought about the 2 novellas she has sampled thus far. That's where I'm at, like, when I watch videos now. And I'm, like, analyzing them. Like, what do I like about this? What do I not? With the idea that, like, maybe at some point I would make videos.
I searched around these parts and found some signs myself.
I keep thinking like, oh, so-and-so really likes Murderbot, but that person is Danny, who is not somebody that I told about my streaming intent. Not because, like, I like Danny, it's more that I just, like, felt awkward about advertising to people I wasn't regularly talking to. Songville says her thought that these would probably not be novellas if their prose were as verbose as it would be if she had written it.
But they were left behind by abyss mages, and there was no deeper abyssal power to them. It seems that even an Abyss Herald would not wish to make trouble with the Wolf King of the North. We should leave as well. If there's anything praiseworthy about that old wolf, it's his territorial nature.
But now we're out of leads. Are we going to have to give up?
No. There is one more place we can go. Let's get a move on then. I'll wait for you at Storm Terror's lair.
Question, how are we feeling about the low FPS? Should I try to restart the game? Are you all, like, only watching this on the side and you're not bothered by it? Like, I just don't know. I also feel like this motion blur didn't used to be on. I wonder if it changed my graphics settings from, like, what I had set before for some reason. Songvale says, FPS is not bothering her too much, but Dainsleff is trying to escape from before saying his whole dialogue before he disappears. But she also feels like restarting would take too long, and it's fine. And NEPM would also rather struggle through. Okay. Well, we will do it. I do want to turn off motion blur. Yeah, I feel like all of this is on much higher than it was. But I don't know how it all got changed. I think that's what's going on, though. That my graphic settings, like, got turned up on their own. Weird. Okay. Well, I'll mess with that another time since everyone has decided that I should stay focused. Songville, was it decided that there's no way for you to get the key and I have to go get the Steam controllers tomorrow? Rude. They tricked me.
Windblade!
Luckily, I'm cutting through them fairly quickly. I do like the death animation for these, like where they're like balloons. That's very creative. They did a good job. Songwell says sometimes it glitches and does that. Like it glitches
I'll
and
keep this close.
moves all your settings up. Does it have a setting to do like... Okay, well apparently it can't turn it down on its own. Ooh, that made it worse. I shouldn't have messed with it. Songo says enough for the fact the bridge is in maintenance and she has a specific time she has to be there and the alt route is closed at the same time. She could do it. Like doing the bridge and closing the alt route at the same time is frankly rude and I want to fire someone. Yeah, you really wish all these people could like have a conversation. Photon says she's had that for Star Rail sometimes when it updates. Ugh. Okay, well, I'm just gonna try not to have a problem with it.
I've heard about what happened to you during Mondstadt's crisis. When you came, this place was known as Storm Terror's lair. But I suppose that this place is more lair than Storm Terror at this point. In fact, if my memory serves, This ruin has had largely nothing to do with that dragon for a long time. The first time I laid eyes upon the ruins of Old Mondstadt, the dragon of the East had yet to fall, much less come to nest in this place.
Huh? But Paimon remembers that Dvalin first got in trouble hundreds of years ago.
Don't think too much about it. Do you remember the light actuators that once sealed this ruin? If the Abyss Order is interested in this location, then they will not neglect those mechanisms. Let's go see what the situation is at those light actuators.
I remember how much of a pain this was to try and find our way. Like, I think what it was is I couldn't really, like, see the walls of the, of what was effectively the maze, so I just was confused when I would get super injured. Pongo says he's some kind of star god, isn't he? I'm interested. Star god? I'm there. Actually, maybe we should heal. And then we will teleport there. I'm sorry for the loading screen stream. Where's the statue? Okay. Great.
Look! There are lots of monsters gathered over there.
I will punch them in the face.
Stay put!
I feel like this is working pretty well, the electricity on water, but I can't tell if it's actually one of the ones that's, like, very effective or not.
You look like... Don't be scared!
It is hard to play this game with the frame rate drops, though, for sure.
Time to act.
Hard to keep track of what's going on.
Witness the power of Gugwa. To ashes!
If I could get a mod to handle the spammer, please, that would be great. You know, I glanced over thinking I'm in combat, but I'll respond to one message. What's the one message I get to glance at? Spam bot. Very offensive. I do miss Amber's having fire to, like, burn the shield. That is very nice. But as much as I think I do like archery, in real life especially, and in games I often like it too, I have not been enjoying the way archery works in Genshin Impact. It's not proving effective.
Rain outlines your fate. Body and mind. Time to act. Body and mind. Time to act.
The stream is not just choppy for you, it's choppy for me. And that is part of the reason that I'm suddenly worse than I felt like I had become at combat. It's very hard to maneuver.
With the wind!
almost done, I think. And then we can watch maybe some more cutscenes. Yikes, this is really hard to play. Nice, okay. So the end.
Eyes on
Thank
me!
you so much for letting that be done. Okay. Tugville says, I keep misreading their name as Transcendent Sticklejerk. Inipion is starting to wonder if we should restart. Yeah, I kind of feel like, you know what, I still have like 40 minutes. I think I need to restart. Like, I could barely do that combat, and I'm sure it wasn't fun to watch. So we're gonna turn the graphics down here. I'm not sure what the issue is, but this is not fine. No, changing the frame rate didn't help. It's still very choppy for some reason. So, we will go ahead and change the frame rate here, or we're gonna go ahead and restart the game. Technical difficulties. This is something else that it would have been great to do during, I think I said I should have done this during the ad already, but I should have done this during the ad already. But we'll try to get it going here really fast again. Guess all we have to do now is just sit here and talk about our feelings. It should be coming back now. There we go. Oh no. This frame rate does not seem good either. Weird. I wonder what happened. Because it was working totally fine earlier. I wonder if, like, Windows did something screwy. Inipion says she's making lunch instead of ordering. Honestly, I love cooking. So, I think that's great. Good on you. What? It's making me do it again? And also, there's no combat audio now.
Witness the power of good rock.
Inipion says she's been having internet problems since the stream started. Is this what a memory leak looks like? That would make sense. Yes, but I feel like usually when you restart the computer, it fixes that. Unless, I guess, the memory leak... Well, I don't know, because when I looked in, like, Task Manager, it wasn't showing that, like, it was maxed out. But I guess it could be a memory leak that isn't from Genshin, but in fact is from, like, OBS. Could be what's going on. And, like, it's not horrible, but it's not good. I'm not sure what the bubbles mean, and I'm not supposed to touch them. This is not super playable, guys. I don't know what the problem is. I feel like it's honestly worse since I restarted it. It's very hard to play.
Let me weave you a verse. Time to act.
Combat timing.
A minor setback.
I don't know what to do. Songo says, how miserable would it be to restart the whole computer? I mean, I guess it probably would take about 2 minutes. It wouldn't be that bad. I don't feel like this is playable. I'm not even able to get through the menu because the frame rate is doing screwy things with the menu. Photon says, is the computer too hot? I mean, the computer does feel very hot, but I guess it feels... I'm not doing anything different today than I have done in the past, so I'm a little bit confused as to why today it suddenly would be warm. I hate to say it, folks, but I think we're gonna try restarting the computer because this is difficult. Photon says, could it be dust? I guess. Yeah, it could be that, like, even though it feels clearer, that maybe there was more dust in the air, and now, like, I'm gonna have a problem. I'm gonna crowdfund myself a can of air, I guess. I'm gonna restart my computer. I will be back. It will kill the stream. So, I'll be back, and then hopefully we'll get 20 more minutes of time to play. See you all in a minute, folks.